Grand Designs of Portugal tour showcases the real magic of this country, taking us on a journey from Lisbon to Porto.
We've never ever been anywhere so quiet and peaceful, not a sound. We thought that was lovely.
The little chapel had a nice, serene air about it, and you could feel that it was a prayerful place.
This is a very important museum for this village because the Relos rugs are a very important expression of decorative arts in Portugal. This museum has all the information about the history, decorative motifs, the materials, the techniques of the Relos rugs.
Évora, a World Heritage City since 1986. 2,000 years of history we can discover just walking in the historic center. We can see the Roman temple, but as well the famous cathedral. You can discover the oldest organ in Portugal.
One of the most fascinating places was the ossuary with all the bones. What was going through my mind the whole time I was there was the Russian Kentuckian from the dead. Dust to dust and ash to ash shall we return. We all go down to the dust. I felt it was thought-provoking, but I was glad I had a faith. There's a hope of something else.
We are the world's largest producers of cork, and we have the opportunity on this trip to understand everything from the tree up to the final product.
It seems that they can make products that you would never have thought of, like ladies' handbags, hats, even waistcoats and ties. It was just an absolute fantastic sort of experience.
I ended up getting about 3 purses, 2 wallets, 1 key holder, and about 3 key rings, so 90% to be present by it.
One of the highlights of this trip is no doubt the palace of the Dukes of Braganza that in the 17th century became kings of Portugal.
And by using local experts, we get access into places not ordinarily seen.
The beauty is going anywhere. You need somebody who knows the place. It's all very well to try and wander around on your own. You can get the book, but if you've got a local to take you around the local area, the whole place becomes a totally different picture.
With Titan, it was quite a privilege to get round the palace because they'd evidently organised it. And the guide we had was so knowledgeable.
Wine tasting was as near perfection as it gets. You got the whole thing. You got a wonderful setting, that room, with stunning views from the French windows out across the countryside. And then added to that were 3 very good wines. We absolutely cleared the table. That was a great experience and really enjoyed that very much indeed.
He's very light, he's very agreeable. The wine, not me.
I thought that Barbara was wonderful. She explained exceptionally well. Her English was really good. We just had a huge laugh, made different friends, didn't we?
Absolutely.
And when the prices were told, well, that was even better.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Where things really stand out with Titan has been the accommodation. The sympathetic restoration of the posadas is done so well, bringing the buildings into the 21st century, but retaining the essence of the building. If you ally that with the actual locations, which have been stunning, the views from both of them were very special indeed.
This Posada is a historic place, from 18th century. We have a beautiful chapel, but actually the people come here to rest. They like to wake up in the morning to the noise of the birds or the sheep, not the big noise of the traffic or the factories,
The day we went up to the highest point in Portugal, the scenery was stunning and the rock formations were out of this world. You tend to think of Portugal as the Algarve, but when you get off the beaten track, it's beautiful.
The top of Portugal is in Serra da Estrela. It's also the separation between north and southern Portugal. These mountains are part of the oldest mountains in the world. These mountains were formed about 400 million years ago. It's really a huge block of granite. With the erosion, later appears the longest glacial valley in Europe. Everything that defines a glacial valley you can find over there.
I enjoy that, being a scientist, but not a geologist. I quite enjoy the geology, really.
The Titan customers really enjoy to learn, and they give me some enthusiasm, and I really love to share my knowledge of my enthusiasm about this region with other people.
The trip was absolutely unbelievable.
I love photography, and coming to Portugal, everywhere I look, I want to take a photograph. I don't think I've taken so many photographs in any other country.
Welcome to Venice Portugal.
We arrived at Venice of Portugal and we went on a gondola trip. We went past houses that had belonged to the fishing people and the salt workers, and there were Art Deco buildings. We went out into the marina. It was very enjoyable.
Now we've moved on to the third Posada, something totally different. Up on a hill, high above a town, stunning views, far more grandiose than the previous two Posadas, but in its way, just as impressive.
From the balconies of the Posada de Viana do Castelo, guests can enjoy one of the finest views in the country. Right on the top of the Santa Luzia hill, surrounded by gardens and woods, you can see the city of the Viana do Castelo.
Right facing not only the city of Vienna, but also facing the mouth of the River Lima. The basilica appears to be an old building. It dates back to the 20th century, 1947. The basilica is dedicated to a very local devotion, the patron virgin for all the diseases of the eyes, Our Lady Lucia. Fonte de Lima, traditionally connected with a few of our legends. We consider this river connected with a myth, so we call it the Oblivious One. More than 2,000 years ago, one of the Roman commanders, he decided to prove that although everyone was afraid to go across the waters because they would think that they would lose their memory, he was the first one to show that that wouldn't happen, going across the waters and then shouting for each one of their names to prove that he still remembered. The city of Porto is the perfect blend between the old and the new. One of the highlights is Casa de Musica, our concert hall. To end in the best way possible, of course, a visit to the winery of Graham's. Graham's is one of the most upscale qualities of ports, and their winery at the moment has a capacity of 4 million litres.
I think it's one of the nicest holidays we've actually ever had.
I just like learning about things and people and customs, and if it's a bit out of the ordinary, it's even more interesting.
My son said to me one day, "You're like a butterfly that's been shut up in a cage and somebody's opened the door and you've gone whoosh."
What's the new phrase now? Travel yourself interesting? I don't know quite how far I've got to go to become interesting, but I'll give it my best shot, and it'll be good to do it with time.